We are all instruments, and our lives are our own symphonies. Why not make yours a masterpiece?
10 Steps to Success. Written by Jaunzemis. Animated book summary. 10 Steps to Success is a general self-help book written by the famous dating success guru, Jaunzemis, to help the average person achieve more real success in real life. The author defines success as more than simply just money. He claims that every person will have a different idea of what they consider, quote-unquote, success to be. For example, he states that some people have dreams of making millions of dollars and living in a mansion or penthouse suite apartment in the big city, while another person's idea of quote-unquote success might be getting away from all of the hustle and bustle of the big city and just living peacefully and quietly with their loving wife and kids in a small log cabin in the forest and relaxing by the fireplace. He goes on to define success further as simply getting what you want personally, as an individual, whether that be more money and financial abundance, prosperity, etc., buying your dream car or house, sculpting the perfect body, finding your soulmate, or the perfect partner, having a family, getting your dream job, taking the vacation of your dreams, learning a new language, art form, sport, etc., or anything else. And the book teaches you exactly how to achieve and or all of these things. The author goes into great detail teaching you all of this stuff in this new, best-selling, 400-page book, which is available now on Amazon.com. To quote the author, he says, "You can be, do, or have anything. You just need to know how to do it." Some people's idea of success will be living in a penthouse suite apartment in New York City and having $1 million in the bank, driving a Ferrari, owning their own business, staying single, and dating multiple women. Another person's idea of success would be to get away from all of the hustle and bustle of the big city and just live peacefully and quietly by themselves or with their family in a small log cabin in the woods. It's all about what you want as an individual. And you have to go for what you want.
Spend your life doing what you want to be doing, not what others expect of you. Just do what you like, and fuck everyone else if they have a problem with it.
The book is based on the principle that no one single person can just do one special thing to achieve all of the things in life that they so desire. Instead, the secret to success is that they should be implementing several different success principles simultaneously. Each of Ryan's 10 steps compound upon one another. And, when an individual is precisely following all of these steps to success all at once, then the individual may start noticing major changes within their life, and may begin to achieve massive results. To quote the author, he says,
"Success is not something that just happens when you do one or two special things. Success is something that emerges when an individual is implementing many different elements and or aspects all at once."
For example, if a person wanted to experience more success in the areas of fitness or weight loss, etc., because they're wanting to achieve the perfect body, then just going to the gym a few times a week for 1 hour here and there is not really going to yield any real, long-lasting results. The author states, you need to decide exactly what it is you want, and then to focus on it, and make it your entire life, until you are getting consistent, real, verifiable, quantifiable results.
Make your life become all about your dream.
The individual would need to combine the success principles of not only going to the gym and working out, but would also need to be implementing a strict diet and nutrition regimen. Plus, they would also need to employ several other aspects as well, which he describes in great detail within the book.
What will you do today that is going to bring you closer to your dreams?
Elements such as proper understanding of micronutrients, how many calories the body actually needs, how much water a person should drink, proper sleep, rest, and renewal cycles. Elements of positive self-talk, affirmations, proper self-image projection, elements of understanding high-intensity interval training, HIIT, and how to achieve the afterburn effect in order to increase fat-burning effects, even long after the workout is over. Along with how to achieve a state of ketosis. Along with several other diet, nutrition, and exercise routines, etc. He claims that when you use this type of big picture thinking, and combine multiple success principles together, then you'll achieve more real, verifiable, and measurable results in real life. So, what are Ryan's 10 steps to success? The author divides the 400-page book into various chapters, sections, one for each step of success, along with 2 bonus chapters on both wealth and relationships.
So Earl Nightingale said, "Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal." That's what I want to talk about. Now I want you to look at this picture right here. You've got this lady who's kind of jumping over this gap, right? She's looks like a businesswoman, looks like her goal is to get a job, whatever her dream job is. Maybe she is trying to be a real estate agent, or maybe she's some kind of entrepreneur, or maybe she's a lawyer and she's trying to get a job as a lawyer. So She's got to cross this gap in order to get to her goal. And that's the success that she wants. So when we're really talking about success, we're not actually talking about getting the job. We're talking about the steps in order to get to the job. How do we get from point A to point B? Okay, so I want you to look at this. Imagine that success is like a bridge. It's the steps in between where you're at and where you want to be. What does it take for her to get that job? Well, if she's a lawyer, then she's got to go to 8 years of college. She's got to pass the bar exam. She's got to do all kinds of stuff. Then she's got to apply for a firm. She's got to do stuff like get these business clothes. She had to buy this bag. She had to study. She had to make sacrifices. All of her friends wanted to hang out and party. She said, I can't party this weekend. I have to study for the bar, for my lawyer exam. And she had to do all of these steps in order to get the job. Okay, but once she gets the job, then what? She's going to want something new. Now, we're not going to get to that part in this video. So what we're really talking about is this part. Okay, success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Her worthy ideal is that job as a lawyer. And this is the progressive realization, the becoming of that dream from thoughts in her mind into the physical reality. So here she is at first standing on this side of the mountain saying, I have a vision, I have a dream of being a lawyer. What am I going to do to become a lawyer? Now, if she just stands there and thinks about it, but doesn't do anything about it, well, that's just daydreaming. That's just being delusional. Yeah, I'm going to be a lawyer someday. Really, what are you doing about being a lawyer? I don't know. Haven't really done anything yet. Right, you're just fantasizing, you're just daydreaming. Until you take that physical step, right, to start crossing this bridge. You know what? You're thinking about being a lawyer, and then you say, you know what? I'm going to start moving in the direction of what I want. I'm going to go buy a suit. Okay, that's the first step. So you go to the store and you buy a suit. That's the first step on that bridge. Now you're moving in the direction of success. What do I do next? I should probably enroll in college. And you do it. You go to the college and you enroll and you start going to school to become a lawyer. I need to make connections. Are there other lawyers? Are there firms that I can get a job in? How do I get to the next step in this bridge? And you just keep crossing this bridge. And sooner or later, you finally get to your goal. So there's a famous quote of mine. I like to break it down as success is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. Right? So if we look at the picture again, that's what success is. It's not about actually getting the job. And it's not being over here just not doing anything about it. It's when you start taking those steps. That is the success. So let's go into it a little further. Success is the bridge. So for example, here's the origin of your new desire. This is your point A. This is where you're at right now. For example,
Step number 1, only listen to people who have what you want. Only listen to people who actually have achieved the same results, or similar, to what you are wanting, and disregard the rest completely. There are many fake gurus and freelance advice givers out there, and their advice might sound really good, but if they can't prove 100% they've actually achieved and or experienced what they're talking about, then unfortunately they're really only just teaching you theory, and possibly not the real advice, tips, tricks, techniques or cognitive tools, etc., that may actually yield real results. For example, if your dream is to make $10 million, don't get advice from a homeless man on the street who is broke. And, if your dream is to make $1 billion, then don't get advice from a person who only makes $50 million. If you dream of finding a hot girlfriend, then find people who have dated the exact types of girls that you want to date and then ask them exactly how they did it. If your dream is to become a professional skateboarder, then only get advice from professional, paid skateboarders, not your friend who skates, or from your mom or dad, or uncle, etc. If your dream is to become a professional surfer, then only get advice from professional, paid surfers. Again, not from your friend who surfs just for fun on the weekends, or from your mom or dad, etc., as they will not have the exact knowledge or expertise to teach you all the ins and outs of how to become a professional in that specific sport. They can only give you theories or ideas of how to do it. Find people who are doing exactly what you want to be doing personally. Copy them. Mimic them. Imitate them. Emulate them. Etc. Until you're getting continuous, consistent results. Then, once you get to that level and know all the rules of the game, then you can start breaking all of the rules and start making up your own rules. Step number 2, assess your teachability index. You can't advance to the next level in the success game unless you're 100% teachable and/or coachable. You can judge whether or not you're teachable by assessing the teachability index, which is a measure of 1, your willingness to learn on a scale from 1 to 10, and 2, your willingness to accept change on a scale from 1 to 10. If you don't have a 10 in both of these categories, then you need to focus on getting a 10 in both before moving any further. For example, if you're trying to lose weight and are used to eating a poor diet and are unwilling to change to eat healthy foods, meaning your willingness to change is 0 out of 10, then before you do anything else you need to strictly focus on raising your level of willingness to change to a 10 out of 10. Etc. If you're unwilling to learn, change, or adapt, etc., then you'll get 0 results in your life. Step number 3, understand the 4 phases of learning. In all subjects that a person learns, we all go through, or transition through, 4 main phases of learning. We move from a state of unconscious incompetence to finally a state of unconscious competence. Meaning that, we ultimately transition from a state of unawareness to a state of full integration. For example, when a person ties their shoes or recites the alphabet, or drives a car, etc., they don't have to consciously think about it. It just happens. As if by magic. Whatever skill set you're trying to learn, accomplish, etc., and become successful in, whether that be business, learning a new sport, learning how to speak a foreign language, etc., we all begin in a place of unconscious competence, meaning not knowing anything about it. We then transition to conscious incompetence. Meaning you're now aware that you don't know. With time, practice, and effort you then move to a state of conscious competence. Meaning you can now do with consciously applied effort. And finally, you move to a state of unconscious competence. Meaning you can now do without even thinking about it. Understanding exactly where you are on your journey to success, in whatever area and/or aspect you're doing, is key to helping you get to the next level in the game. Step number 4, understand the training balance scale. The training balance scale is a measurement between the difference between your mental functions, meaning your thoughts and feelings, and everything that goes on in your head, etc., and the physical functions, that is, action steps, or anything physical that you do in order to achieve results. The author claims that, while most people think that they need to rush out and do something immediately in order to start achieving results, the real secret to success is not focusing on doing anything physical, at first, until you have first properly prepared yourself mentally and gotten into the correct state of mind. Most people think that the correct balance for achieving success would be 50% mental and 50% physical, but the author states that it should be 99.9% mental and only 0.1% physical, or even less. He says, nothing is more important than how you feel, and that, before you do anything, you need to first focus on making yourself feel good. Most people have the tendency and/or proclivity to just try to jump right into action in order to try and make something happen. The author instead advises that by making yourself feel good first, and getting into the correct state of mind, you'll then be inspired by the universe as for what you should do next. Rather than just diving in and doing what you think might need to be done. Which from your limited human perspective may not in fact be the correct action for what should be done next on your pathway to achieving success in whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. The author states,
If you don't feel like doing something, then don't do it. Don't try to push against that in which you are not wanting. Instead, just go back to bed and relax and take a nap. Then, when you wake back up later on and are feeling better, then continue your work from that new, better feeling vantage point. Then, the work will no longer feel like work to you. Rather, it will become something fun, thrilling, exciting, and exhilarating.
The author states,
do whatever it takes to make yourself feel good now. And then watch where that leads you to.
When you're not feeling good, look where you're at, do whatever it takes to make yourself feel good, and watch what happens next. Miracles will literally start happening out of nowhere once you make yourself feel good. All the answers that you want, then they can come to you. The relationship that you want, then it can come to you. The money that you want can come to you. The vacation can come to you. All of the things that you want, the promotion at your job, it all comes to you when you're feeling good. When you're not feeling good, none of those things can reach you because that barrier is up. When you feel good, you eliminate the barrier, and then everything that you want will come into your life.
Step number 5, understand and apply the use of clean focus. The concept of clean focus implies that you get rid of any and or all distractions when you're working and to put all of your thought, power, focus, and intent into your project, or whatever it is that you're doing or trying to achieve success in, for what he describes as focused blocks of time. For example, if you're an entrepreneur and are working on building your new website for your new business, then for exactly 1 hour you will put your phone on silent or leave it in another room. You will have 0 distractions, and you will zero in on and put everything you have into your work for exactly 1 solid hour, a 1-hour focused block of time. You will work as hard as you can, and as intently as you can for exactly 1 solid hour, and then you will stop to take a break in order to reset. You will continually do this exercise day in and day out until you have brought your project to completion. The author likens this process to the photonic energy emitted by a light bulb. Most people's focus and energy is split and or divided all over the place. They may work on their stuff for 5 to 10 plus minutes, then the phone rings, or they decide to stop and text a friend, or take a phone call. Or they get distracted by something else, TV, entertainment, women, porn, etc. Most people are all over the place, instead of being 100% focused in on what they're doing, or what they're trying to achieve and or accomplish, and of course this will equal 0 results. If you want real success, then you have to learn how to focus and stay on whatever task is at hand 100% until its completion.
There can be no such thing as a plan B. The moment you begin creating plan B is the moment you fail plan A. When you are focusing on your goals every day, eventually, something is going to manifest.
He states, a regular light bulb emits photonic energy out into the room in a 360-degree spherical projection. But, if you were to focus all of that same photonic energy down into one single beam, you will get a laser. And a laser will cut through solid steel. You need to implement this type of laser-like focus when you are working on your projects if you want to achieve real success. This is the technique I have personally used to author over 60 plus books and create over 10,000 plus multiple sources of income. Step number 6, strive for, pursue, and achieve the pinnacle level of your own personal health and wellness. The author urges you to start hitting the gym. To study diet, exercise, and nutrition, and to not only make it a part of your everyday life, but to take it far beyond that, and to make it part of your personal mission, to strive for, pursue, and achieve the pinnacle level of your own personal health and wellness. The author goes into great detail about the benefits of proper diet and exercise, along with going in depth into such holistic concepts such as cryotherapy, halotherapy, float tanks, Epsom salt baths, massage therapy, acupuncture, and acupressure, and discusses the benefits of various vitamins, nutrients, and supplements, such as the benefits of chaga mushrooms, chlorella, spirulina, blue-green algae, potassium, magnesium, and many others, etc. He also suggests staying away from food items such as white flour, white sugar, white rice, and advocates to only eat food that is whole, raw, and organic, even if it costs more, and, when eating fish, to make sure that it is wild-caught, rather than farmed. He also goes extremely in-depth about discussing the concepts of understanding the body's natural circadian and ultradian rhythms, and understanding our natural cycles of sleep. He discusses how to achieve a better night's rest by a concept he describes as clean sleep, where he advocates such techniques as blacking out all of your walls and windows and putting a towel down in front of your door to create a pitch-black environment. He also suggests disconnecting your Wi-Fi at night, silencing all of your phones and alarms, and using earplugs and an eye mask in order to create the ultimate perfect sleep environment for more comfort, silence, and relaxation. He also suggests sleeping for a minimum of at least 6 to 14 plus hours, or as long as you need in order to return to what he describes as full capacity, or a high IQ state. The author has also said on multiple occasions that the quote-unquote perfect body does not necessarily mean huge bulging biceps, with perfect 8-pack abs, etc. He states that the perfect body will be radically different for any number of individuals. For example, the quote-unquote perfect body for a male ballerina, dancer, or rhythmic gymnast, or yoga instructor, male horse jockey, etc. will be radically different than the quote-unquote perfect body for an NFL linebacker, or a professional heavyweight boxer, or an Olympic powerlifter, bodybuilder, or a professional sumo wrestler, etc. The author urges you to look objectively at your current weight, looks, aesthetic goals, and then try to match them to the specific job, career, etc. that you're pushing for, and try building the perfect body that is right for you as an individual. In essence, you don't have to spend 6+ hours per day in a gym every day trying to get the body of a male supermodel, especially if you're an entrepreneur with a desk job, because you don't need it. But, the author urges you to try to fit in a steady workout regime into your schedule. For example, work for 1 hour at your desk, clean focus, then go walk around the block for 1 hour, which will burn approximately 300 to 350 calories. Then, go back to work for another hour, then go walk around the block for another hour, which will burn an additional 300 to 350 calories, totaling 600 to 700 calories burned per day, just by walking around the block for 2 hours out of your day. And then, as you get leaner and build more muscle, then take it to the next level if you so choose to.
Abs are not made in the gym. Abs are not made in the kitchen. They are made first in your mind. Your body is simply a byproduct and/or reflection of the self-image in which you hold in your mind. Begin to see yourself with the body of your dreams, and you will attract it.
Step number 7. Learn, understand, and implement the use of visualization. The author goes into great detail about the power of implementing visualization to visualize the successes in life that you want. He teaches you how to sit and meditate, and quiet your mind, and create pictures in your mind's eye of your desires, and of all the things that you want to achieve, and suggests creating a vision board or a mind movie for the things that you want. He advocates cutting out pictures from magazines or printing images from the internet of the things that you want, and then to paste them onto a poster board and hang it above your bed so you're reminded daily of what you're trying to achieve and accomplish. This technique will help propel you to move through your day with purpose. He also suggests that you can also make mind movies, which are animated vision boards or videos that you personally edit. He also discusses several multiple advanced breathing and meditation techniques to help take your game to the next level.
Begin to consciously and deliberately release all vibrational resistance and allow universal light and energy to flow to you and through you.
Now here's an iceberg, right? We've all seen these. We've all watched the movie Titanic. This is an iceberg, right? But is it? Well, this is not an iceberg, okay? This is just the tip of the iceberg. This is the tip of the tip of the iceberg, okay? The tip of the iceberg, and that is the tip of the tip of the iceberg. And this little point right here would be the tip of the tip of the tip of the iceberg. But this is the real iceberg. The tip of the iceberg is just what you see. A real iceberg goes way down deep into the ocean. It's enormous. This is what you don't see. This is what people see. They see the tip of the iceberg. And when we say the tip of the iceberg, we're talking about what people see. We're not talking about what's really happening behind the scenes. So let me explain what that is. What people see when they see success, they see the nice car, they see the nice suit, the nice house, the hot girlfriend, the six-pack abs. They see you working at your dream job, etc. Right? They see the Mercedes-Benz. They see you wearing your suit with your Rolex watch. They see the six-pack abs. They see the bulging biceps. They see the huge pecs, right? They see you with your supermodel girlfriend. When they see that, they, oh, wow, that person is successful. But they don't see what's really going on behind the scenes. They don't see that you're working 2 to 4 to 6 or 8 hours a day training in the gym to get those six-pack abs. They don't see when you're skipping the meals and you're hungry. You're like, oh, man, I'm starving, but I can't eat because I have to make weight. They don't see that you're working overtime, doing 100 hours a week to fucking pay the bills on that fucking Mercedes. They don't see the time that you're dealing with clients on the phone trying to make that money and make those sales. They don't see that you're working the nights, the weekends, and the holidays. Sometimes you can't spend the time with your family or friends because you have to work, right? You can't go home for the holiday. Sorry, Mom, I can't come home for Christmas this year. I got to work in the gym. I got to get these six-pack abs. I'm trying to get that success in my life, right? Don't have time for relationships sometimes because you have to work. Sorry, babe, I can't go to the movies with you tonight. I got a client. Sorry. Right? And then your girlfriend breaks up with you. You never have time for me because I'm trying to get that success in my life, right? People don't see the sacrifice. They don't see they don't see the real iceberg. They just see the tip of the iceberg. Here's something on this picture. Look at this chick. She's very tired. She looks stressed. She's probably been working 10, 18, maybe 18 hours. She's working at her computer, trying to write her new book. She's just trying to hustle. She's grinding. She's tired. She's stressed. Now, here's a picture on the other side. Look like they're doing some kind of business meeting. You don't see this on Instagram. You don't see them dealing with the clients. All you see on Instagram, whoop, got that new car, got that success, and people are like, oh, wow, wish I was him. They don't see the struggle behind the scenes. How about this guy who's lifting these weights? Looks like it's like 8 or 9 in the morning. You know, in real life, people think, oh, he must be successful. Look at those abs, man. It must be nice to be that fit. But are they willing to wake up at 8 in the morning and do these squats or crunches or whatever he looks like he's doing? People aren't really willing to put in that type of work. They don't see the hard work and the dedication, the blood, sweat, tears, and the sacrifices. All they see is, success. Six-pack abs, Mercedes-Benz, Ferrari, Porsche. Oh, he's got a hot girlfriend. Man, he's a lucky guy. It all must just come for him. Hell no. Every single one, all the millionaires, all the billionaires, none of them really are relaxing on the beach like you would think. They're all busting their ass working hard. I love this picture. This pretty much sums it up, or at least in my life it does. Looks like this girl, she's probably a yoga teacher maybe. She might be Pilates instructor. She could be a stripper, go-go dancer. She looks super fit, right? And I could just imagine her basically saying, her mom's like, are you coming home for Thanksgiving? Are you coming home for Christmas? We're going to have turkey and gravy. And she's like, are you out of your mind? No, I'm a Pilates instructor. I have to train. I have to have the best body. This is my job. I want that success. Sorry, Mom, I can't come home for Christmas this year. I've got to work on my stuff and get that success. A lot of people say that they want success, but they aren't willing to put in the work. You have to be willing to put in the work. It's not for everybody. There is so much more to this than you can even imagine at this point.
Step number 8. Understand that appearance is everything. The author describes the power of using fashion and confidence as a way to blend in whatever subculture you want so that most people in your specific niche will take you more seriously. He suggests that you just dress the part. Bottom line, fake it until you make it. If you dress and act like you know exactly what you're doing, and do it with enough confidence, conviction, and flair, etc., then most people will buy your bullshit. And that's usually enough to get you in the door for whatever it is that you're trying to do and or achieve. For example, if you're going on a job interview, dress to the nines, and even if you don't know everything about the job, just tell them that you have done similar things, and that you know you can handle it, etc. Don't worry about lying or any morals, ethics, etc. If you want the job, then get the job, and you can learn the finer details of the specific position on your own time later on. He teaches you that morals and ethics are generally irrelevant to achieving success and that the only thing that really matters is results. He also teaches you how to construct professional resumes. Whether you're an entrepreneur, in the business sense, or are in a more artsy or sports niche, the author teaches you how to dress for success and create an interesting, unique look for yourself. He says that a man who works in an office is going to need to quote-unquote dress for success, much different than a man who is the lead singer in a rock and roll band, or trying to become a professional skater, or baseball player, etc., to which he gives alternate fashion tips for. He also goes in depth about a concept known as peacock theory or peacocking. He suggests dressing more outlandishly in order to garner female attention. He suggests that if you're a man going out to a nightclub to meet women and trying to find love, romance, that you might try wearing at least one interesting item, such as wearing a glow stick necklace, or a bright shiny shirt, or a striped fedora hat, or perhaps some shiny rings or a nice watch, in order to get a woman's attention, and to help stand out from the other boring men in the venue. This will help to give you an instant in with women. He takes this concept further by suggesting that everything that you do and or have is a reflection of yourself, business, and that you should peacock your life, meaning your house, your car, everything should be fashionable, on point, and should stand out. He also discusses things such as colognes, perfumes, and other elements of self-care to help take your game to the next level. He goes into great depth about which brands are fashionable, and discusses branding, how to create your own logos, websites, and marketing to help you become more unique, and to stand out from the competition, or blend in, if needed. Step number 9, understand that you have the power to create your own reality. The author teaches us that every single individual creates their own unique reality by their own personal chronic habit of thought. He says, what you think about, you bring about, and that, whatever we focus on the most, we tend to create more of that in our lives, whether we like it or not.
Understand that you have the power to create your own reality.
He suggests that if a person wants a more successful life, then they must start thinking more thoughts of success, and to consciously stop thinking about thoughts that have to do with having a lack of success. He suggests that you must first make yourself feel good, and then you'll be able to think better feeling thoughts. And then, your better feeling and more hopeful thoughts will thus ultimately inspire you to make better decisions, and those better decisions will ultimately lead you to more opportunities of success. Opportunities which might have thus been right in front of you the whole entire time, staring you directly in the face, but because you were in a negative state and or frame of mind, or a more negative vibration, that you just couldn't see it.
Create your own meaning of life. A lot of people talk, a lot of people dream, but they never take a physical action step towards what they want. And so many people are scared to take that step. Do something. It doesn't even have to be the right action. But as long as you do something, I believe the universe will rearrange itself and show you what you have to do next.
You can rebuild your life and be, do, or have anything. Your life is like a book that you're writing. You are the author of your own life. You can make your future however you want it to be. You can be happy. You can live better. If you want a new car, you can have one. In fact, you can have the entire dealership if you want it, if that's what you desire. This is one of our more famous quotes that's also in the book. We are all instruments, and our lives are our own symphonies. Why not make yours a masterpiece? Right, you've only got one life. YOLO. You only live once. And any one of us can get hit by a fucking bus tomorrow, and you're dead. You're gone for a really long time. So why not be the best that you can be? Why not do something with your life? We're all on very different paths. Some people want money, riches, luxury. And other people just want to be able to spend more time with their family, or their friends, or their loved ones. Other people just want to find their soulmate and experience real love. Other people want fame and admiration, etc. Some people dream of living in a mansion with maids and butlers and a full cooking staff, while other people want to get away from all of that hustle and bustle of city life and just live quietly by themselves or with their wife and kids in a small log cabin out in the woods, relaxing by a small fire and planting a small garden in their backyard. Whatever you want, you can have it. You can be, do, or have anything. You just have to be willing to put in the work.
Step number 10. Become a master of the first 9 steps. The author suggests that once a person is aware of all of the first 9 steps to success, he or she now needs to continue to practice them, and ultimately become a master of them. That is the 10th and final step. When all of the steps to success are being employed at once, that is when the person and/or individual can reach a level of limitless, unlimited potential, and may be able to achieve anything that they want. Whether that be success in either health, wealth, relationships, lifestyle, social media fame, or anything else. The author states that success is a lifestyle. He suggests that when a person is living their life with purpose and working towards becoming the best version of themselves that they can be, when they're going to the gym and eating healthy every day, when they're using and/or implementing clean focus and focused blocks of time to chisel away at projects every day, when the person is understanding the training balance scale and is always making sure that they have a 10 out of 10 willingness to learn and a 10 out of 10 willingness to accept change. When a person understands the 4 phases of learning and is continually moving towards a state of unconscious competence. When a person understands that appearance is everything and learns to understand fashion, and understands how to dress for success, and focuses on stepping up their total production value. When a person learns how to meditate and quiet the mind and learns how to visualize success and the things that they want, and then spends their life taking the necessary action steps in order to achieve it. When a person understands that they have the power to create their own reality by their own habit of thinking. When a person only listens to people who have what they want and stops listening to others who are not successful. When all of these things are going on at once, the person will begin attracting real success into their life, almost as if by magic.
Now, this is a really important quote from the book, something for you to really keep in mind. Success is not something that just happens when you do 1 or 2 special things. Success is something that emerges when an individual is implementing many different elements and or aspects all at once. So let's talk about that for a minute. Success doesn't happen when you do 1 or 2 special things. Like, ooh, now I felt good, I'm going to get all the success. It's not like that. That's just part of it. But when you're applying many elements and aspects all at once, all at the same time, that's when success will start to emerge. Doesn't mean it's going to come overnight. Okay, so let's use a YouTube video, for example. Someone is a YouTuber trying to put up a video. Just because they put up a video doesn't mean it's going to go viral, doesn't mean it's going to get millions of views, doesn't mean they're going to make any money off of it whatsoever. They have to implement a lot of different techniques and strategies into that video. The video's got to have good lighting. It has to have good content. It has to have good, clear audio. It has to be very good visually. It has to be visually and aesthetically pleasing. But just because you film the video and upload it, you're still missing a lot of aspects. It's got to have the right metadata. It has to have the right hashtags. It has to have hashtags that are going to drive traffic to the video. You have to have a good thumbnail. If you want to make a good quality thumbnail, you need a whole separate photo shoot just to get the thumbnail shot. Then you need to have Photoshop so that you can fix it up and brighten it and saturate it and do all the things to make it like, wow, like I want to click on that video. And then when they watch the video, it's got to have good audience retention. So they don't just watch it for 10 seconds. Yeah, it was a great thumbnail. And then they click on the video and the video is garbage. And then they just click off the video. So you've got to have the good thumbnail. You've got to have the good metadata. You have to be putting in all of these different techniques at the same time, and that's how you get that success. That's how the video is going to go viral. That's how people are going to share the video. Wow, this creator did a really good job on this video. You've got to check it out. Then they're sharing it on their Instagram story and their Facebook. Boom. If you want to be a great musician, being phenomenal at playing the instrument, the piano, for example, is definitely a plus. That's okay. But if you're not also building your social media and building a following, then nobody's ever going to hear you play your music. If you're not collabing with other artists, your stuff isn't ever going to get out there. If you're not doing things like building a website or a brand, nobody's ever going to see it. Just being good at playing the piano is just one piece of the puzzle. But in terms of success, we've got a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle that we've got to put together. You can't just be good at playing the piano. You have to be good at also collabing with people and getting your stuff out there. Part of being a musician is also being a model. You got to be able to take good pictures of yourself playing your instrument, sitting there at the piano and taking a pose and saying, you know, what's up, world? I'm over here just playing the piano, and having someone take a great picture of you so that people will see that and go, wow, this person looks very professional. Now I'm interested in listening to them play piano. Just because you're good at playing piano doesn't mean that anybody gives a shit. Like, you can be great at playing piano, but people might just not give a fuck because they don't see you as very important. You don't have an album, you don't have a website, you don't have management, you don't have any gigs. You're just a person who's good at playing piano. You have to do all of this stuff in order to get yourself out there to become that successful piano player.
Bonus section number 1. Understand how to create multiple sources of income. The author states that money can really only be made in 4 specific ways. 1. Trading your time in exchange for money, that is, a job. 2. Gambling your money, in the hopes of making more money, gambling, stock market, etc. 3. Creating multiple sources of income, selling multiple goods, products, services, selling real estate, apps, etc. 4. Begging, borrowing, or stealing it, theft, counterfeit, etc. The author states that a person will never get rich working at a minimum wage job, 9 to 5. Even making $20 per hour at 40 hours per week, before taxes, is only $800 per week. This equals $3,200 per month, which equals $38,400 per year. This means in order to make $1 million cash, a person would have to work for 40 hours per week for 26.5 years. And that's without spending a dime in expenses or paying taxes. The author shows that all of the super elite, the top 1%, are all employing a secret success principle known as multiple sources of income. Meaning that they're all generating passive revenue, income from multiple business ventures. This could be as simple as working your regular job at Walmart or Home Depot, one single source of income, while also selling t-shirts on the side, a second source of income, a multiple source of income. But this concept could be taken further, to the point of owning an apartment complex, or other forms of real estate, and collecting rent from multiple different tenants each month. Or, this could be taken to extreme cases of owning multiple different businesses, or selling multiple different products, or both. For example, a singer in a band does not just make money by selling records or music downloads. They also make money selling merch, items such as t-shirts, hats, stickers, backpacks, concert tickets, meet and greet passes, and they also monetize their YouTube videos. They may also have other items for sale, such as books, CDs, DVDs, movies, possibly even their own line of colognes, perfumes, etc. Each one of these additional items is yet another multiple source of income, which can all be making the person money 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you want to start making more money than the author says,
take 1 to 2 years off. Use that time to work on your stuff. Create multiple sources of income. And a year from now, you could potentially be making money while you sleep.
Bonus section number 2, Understanding Dating and Relationship Dynamics. The author states that in order to achieve more success in relationships, that there are certain patterns in human behavior, and if you can understand the patterns, and are able to transition throughout the various stages of human courtship, you can easily learn how to approach, meet, attract, date, and seduce the perfect partner. The author, who is also one of the top dating experts in the entire world, and who has had sex with hundreds of different women, takes you through a few simple flow charts describing the various pathways to achieve relationship success in order to help you attract the perfect partner, or even the love of your life. He begins by helping you to choose the type of person to whom you might want to date, which he describes as assessing your specific target market. He then suggests that you move into a phase he calls lifestyle mastery, which is where you work on improving your life to become the type of person to whom your specific target market would thus also want to date. He then takes you through the 3 natural phases of human courtship, which are attraction, comfort, and seduction. After the sex occurs and you are now in a relationship, you then enter a phase which he calls relationship management, or retention, the phase where you are together with your partner. If a breakup occurs, this then leads to a phase called experience or breaking up. At this point, you may have to start again seeking a new partner or new experience. This of course all depends on what the specific individual is wanting, whether that be a romantic monogamous relationship, more sex with more women, multiple partners, more confidence, or anything else. 10 Steps to Success by Ryan Jaunzemis is available now in paperback and Kindle ebook edition on Amazon.com. The full 10-hour text-to-speech audiobook version is also available for free on YouTube. Make sure to check it out. For more great success tips, make sure to subscribe to Ryan Jaunzemis on YouTube and follow on Instagram at Jaunzemis. Thank you for watching. To your success. This is Ryan Jaunzemis.
For example, my goal is to climb Mount Everest, right? You're a rock climber. You want to climb Mount Everest, and you're standing, I don't know, you live in North Dakota, and you're pretty good at climbing rocks. You go to the rock climbing gym. You've climbed a couple of mountains. You went to Yosemite, and you climbed a Half Dome, Full Dome, El Capitan. You've been doing some really good rock climbing, but you want to climb Mount Everest. That is the goal. You want to reach the summit, right? The goal, point B. You reach the top of Mount Everest, the summit. Standing there going, yes, right? 25,000 feet in the air. That's your goal. So how do we get there? How do we climb Mount Everest, right? Well, we're going to start crossing the bridge of success. So we're moving in the direction of the goal. For example, we're actually going to the store and actually buying climbing equipment. We're actually purchasing the flight to Tibet, China. We're actually physically climbing up Mount Everest, step by step by step. I think it takes about 6 weeks to get up that mountain. 25,000 feet is 5 miles high. There's a vertical ice wall that's 20 feet up. You've got to have those spiked shoes. You're going to have ropes. You have to have knowledge of how to tie knots, clove hitches, bowlines. You're going to have all kinds of crazy tools. You're going to have these jackets and thermals and helmets. You have to sleep in sub-zero temperatures. You have to have a tent on your back. You have to have all this climbing equipment, 6 weeks with all of this stuff in a backpack. Things that are going to help you along your journey. You have to have all of this skill and knowledge of things to do. And then you've actually got to make the journey for that whole 6 weeks to get to the top. And then you've got to figure out how to get back down. All right, so let's imagine we do all that stuff. We buy the equipment. We book the flight. We get the tour guide. And here we are. We reach the top of the summit. We reach our goal. We climb Mount Everest. We took a selfie. You did a whole photo shoot. You achieved success. You achieved your goal. Now what? Now what? Apologies, the light went out. I'll have to recharge that on the break. But now what? You're at what I like to call a new expanded vantage point. Okay? You've achieved your goal. Now what? What's next? Example, you climbed Mount Everest. Great. Now what? And that happens 100% of the time with any goal that you have. You say, I want to be a lawyer. You become a lawyer. Now what? Okay, you're a lawyer. Now what? You work for a firm. Now what? Well, I kind of want to own my own firm. Oh, okay, so now we get to the goal, but now we have a new goal. Okay, now you own your own firm 5 years later. Now what? Well, I kind of am tired of being a lawyer now, and I want to go into real estate. Oh, okay, so we have a new goal now, right? You're a musician. What's your goal? I just want to write my own music. All right, cool. You get good at playing piano, and you write your own piece of music. Now what? I kind of want to get signed. Maybe I want to put a video onto YouTube. So that's your next goal. And you get there. Now what? I want to play in front of people. Okay. So you play in front of people. Now what? I want a bigger audience. Oh, really? Right, so your goal, whatever your goal right now in this moment of what success is or whatever you want, once you get there, you're going to have a new goal. And once you get there, you're going to have a new goal. This goes on and on infinitely, right? So for example, here we've got a guy, he's climbing up this crazy ice wall, trying to get to the top of Mount Everest. You finally reach Mount Everest. There she is, doing the selfie. We achieved success. We did it. We climbed Mount Everest. That's cold air up there. They're 5 miles high, above the clouds. Can't even see anything. The air is thin up there, but you did it. Achieved success. And then I love this picture because Now what? This is exactly what we're talking about. You achieve success, that moment, it happened. You achieve success. Now it's over. Now what? Now he's got to climb back down the mountain. Okay, you achieved success. You got all the way from thinking about it when you lived in North Dakota we were talking about. Okay, you got all the way to China. You climbed up the mountain. You got to the summit. You achieved success. Now what? I guess you got to go home back to North Dakota now. And you're going to figure out and reassess your situation and your goals and what you want. And then you're going to say, well, I already climbed Mount Everest. Now what's my goal? Maybe I want to write a book about my journey to the top of Everest. So now you have a new goal. Now you want to be an author. Now you're saying, well, I climbed Mount Everest. I have all these great pictures. Now I want to make a book. I'm going to write an ebook. My journey to Everest, or whatever you want to call it. So now you have this new goal of, I'm going to try to be an author. I'm going to make a book about Everest. I'm going to sell it, make $1 million. Okay, so now you publish the book. Now what? I want to make $1 million. Okay, so now you got to market the book. Now you got to make websites for the book. What's your next dream? Oh, okay, well, I want to start doing a tour. Since I'm an author, I'm going to go to different bookstores and start doing speeches about my book and market the book. Oh, okay. Just going to keep going on and on and on. Miley Cyrus has a quote. It's actually a song. It's The Climb. And the lyrics really go deep into exactly what we're talking about. And it's actually the opening quote that I started with my book because it makes so much sense. Just like in the famous quote, success is a journey, not a destination. Right? It's the climb. It's not about getting to the top of the mountain. It's the moving towards getting to the top of the mountain. It's the climb. It's the climb up the mountain, because once you're at the summit, now what? That success is over and you're going to start a new dream. So what success really is the climb. It's the climb. It's from being from point A and taking that first step and then moving towards your point B, towards your goal. And so the lyrics to the song are, there's always going to be another mountain, right? Because once you get up the mountain, now what? There's another mountain to climb. I'm always going to want to make it move. Always going to be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm going to have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side. It's the climb. Okay? It's not actually getting to the goal. It's not to reach the summit, because that only happens for a moment. The success is there for a second. For just a second, you can kind of grasp it and experience it. But then what? What's your next goal? There's always going to be another mountain. I'm always going to want to make it move. I want to get to the next goal. Right? So one of my quotes is, success is not something that you hold on to. Success is something that you are reaching for. You're always on that journey and you're reaching for success, because once you actually achieve it, then it dissipates, it's gone, because there's going to be a new goal. I also say success is something that is attainable, but not sustainable. You can't hold on to success. You can't live in that moment infinitely. You just get to experience for a second. I really want to drink of that water. I'm going to move towards the water. I got the water. I took a drink of the water. Now the water's gone. And if I want more water, then I got to go to the kitchen and get a new water. What does success look like for you? What does success look like for you in your own life? Yes, there are tons of answers to this question, and every man's answers and or opinions and or goals and or mission objectives, etc., are going to be different. And that's okay. You need to figure out what success is going to look like for you personally, okay? Not the next man. What does success look like for you? Everybody is going to have a different idea of success, and you need to figure that out. I would suggest grabbing a piece of paper right now or opening the notes on your phone and start writing, success for me looks like blank.
There is no such thing as, quote-unquote, perfection. For if one were to stand stagnant within a state of perfection, that individual would quickly be left without any room for personal growth and or expansion. And that which neither grows nor expands will surely perish. One must choose to either create or disintegrate.